Welcome one and all to the S40 Minor League PBE Draft. I am your host, same thing as last year, I guess. Dust is my nickname, Dustillation is my surname, and you can call me about whatever you want. Joining me are a couple GMs, both of who I think GM'd my most recent player here in the minors. We've got Lord Parquad for the Flamingos. Parquad, how you doing?
Oh, lovely. This is favorite time of the season when I get to expand the flock or
Absolutely.
flamboyance, as you would call it.
All right. And then also join me, Dillo's GM Zodiac. What is good, my man?
I'm doing great. Keeping with the animal puns, I guess we're going to be expanding the burrow today.
Expanded the burrow. All right, so we got some flamboyancy and burrow C or something. Um, yeah, we've got an exciting draft here with two full rounds and a partial third round. It seems. I'm not sure if they. I don't know if they post trades on this slide or whatnot, but I'm sure there's some trades and maneuvering in there. Be excited to see who goes where. Some people are getting their first ever taste of the PBE in this draft. I know that was my kind of first PBE experience, was getting drafted like it was like 18th or 19th or 20th. It was the end of the second round in the minor league draft to the Kansas City Hepcats. That was my first PBE experience. Enoch and Twitchy drafted me, and now I compete against them as Majors GM. So life comes at you fast. Um,
And not even just compete, like you're on New York's rival. So that's like really
uh,
cutting back.
yeah, yeah, I guess. I don't know. So what's good, hummus? It is me, 4D Chess. I founded the Crabs and have a cat named Lyndon. I am 4D Chess. Um, anyway, well, let's not delay or dawdle any further. We've got picks coming up here. I've got notes from a few of the GMs, and hopefully, we've got a lot of new creates um, and recreates, all like waiting to see their destination. I think, yeah, it is draft time, Paz. So here we go. Let's look at the first round. Ranas, Mingos, Anchorage, Dillos, Lemurs, not Wheelers, Brew City Bears, Wheelers with a second for or another first round pick, and then a couple picks for the Kingpins with the Hepcats in between them. That's what our first round looks like. We are getting ready for pick one here, and it is going to be the Puerto Rico Ranas drafting. And so we don't have, I think I didn't see anything from Benny here, but we've got the first overall pick in this S40 Miners draft. It is going to be the Ranas picking Fenrir Lycan, relief pitcher from Phillies fan. 96, of course. If you don't know who Phillies fan is, he is a GM of the New Orleans Brew. Been in PBE and Sim leagues for a very long time. So I think the Ranas are going with a um, security pick here at one overall, and I can't really blame him. Phillies fan, a solid user, and he's going number one overall in this minor league draft.
Yeah, I know a big part of why they took Phillies here was that with them both Benny and Dynamic being brand new GMs and things like that, and trying to rebuild that locker room experience. Phillies was going to be a big part of that and help them with their rebuild and war room activities as well. So I think this is a fantastic grab for folks that are still up and coming and trying to learn the ropes, as obviously Phillies has done it a long time. So I think this is a huge pick for them, and it's going to be great to see how that works in Puerto Rico.
All right, so one pick in the books, not a fresh create, but a longtime friend of many of us here in the PB. So congratulations, Phillies. Move on to the Flamingos. Parquad, what is going through your mind as you anticipate this pick here? You see one player off the board. So I mean, personally, I don't like the number one pick because there's a lot of like what ifs. But once you take a pick or two off the board, then it kind of maybe clarifies your draft board, because I know it can be kind of difficult when you have so many top players that you'd want to bring in and you only got one pick to do it.
Yeah, and that was the thing too. We did do some trading about that I'll talk about later. But ideally I tried to see maybe if we could trade down to two. However, these dirty little dillos were concerning me on if they were going to take my guy. And seeing as how last season I took pretty much all recreates, this season I wanted to get some fresh blood, and thankfully there were a lot of really good folks there at top. But with our pick, we ended up taking a leak first baseman, which I still don't know how to say the name of yet. But he was pretty much since day one, he has impressed me, and I pretty much knew after our conversation, not even before scouting technically, our conversation we had about him joining our YouTube team. I knew that was going to be the pick as long as he didn't go number one. So it's basically been locked in for me since he's joined. So this
Awesome.
was a huge pick, and I'm excited to see what he can do in Florida and in the PBE with us.
Awesome. Dig the Dustin Pedroia renders. Got a good first name. Shout out to AK41 for doing it, and Orbiting Death for doing the Phillies fan one for number one overall. Always great to see the excellent renders they have in this draft. But yeah, glad. I mean, it's good to have your pick. I can definitely relate to like the majors draft here a couple days ago when you have somebody at the top of your board from weeks and weeks ago, or I mean, at least a week ago. Or I know the minor league draft window is a little bit shorter than the major league, but it's nice to have your guy at your pick and you just lock him in because that's what you want to do.
Exactly.
Excellent. So we
Yeah,
move.
and
Oh, go ahead.
absolutely a great pick.
Definitely. So that's our first couple picks here. We've got Anchorage up next. So the Anchorage Wheelers looking to make one of multiple first round selections here with pick number 3. Wheelers are going to select Franklin Judge Cruiser, starting pitcher, user Gordon Bombay. So another recreate, a GM recreate at that. If you don't know, Phillies fan, New Orleans GM, Gordon Bombay here, a Boise Raptors GM alongside Hannah there, third overall pick, and is an actual vehicle for a render. That has to be maroon. I think there was like an oddly specific color, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Gordon Bombay obviously did a lot on the rookie mentoring side, or he might still do it. I haven't talked to him as much recently, but he's been a long time great user in PBE as well as many other sim leagues. So maybe the same strategy the Wheelers are trying to employ as the Ranas did, bringing in somebody who's got a lot of street cred in the league and can help consult and provide information in the war room.
Yeah, I mean, it's Gordo. Like,
It's Gordo.
if you've been around in the PBE, you knew he was gonna go high. Um, I mean, like as to why I didn't take him prior, we need pitching. However, we needed specific spots filled on the field more, so that's why he did slide. But I mean, Gordo's gonna be a fantastic person in the locker room, and obviously, Max Erner knowing what they're doing. But huge grab for really anybody that he would have fallen to because it's Gordo. So yeah.
Most definitely. So first 3 picks in the books. That brings us to you, Mr. Zodiac. We've got the Dillos at 4. You see a couple pitchers, a batter off the board. What are you looking for at 4? Who are you targeting?
Well, the way we saw it, we had a pretty good idea of who our top picks were going to be. And I have to say, my war room, my co-GM, and my former co-GM we were considering the idea of trading up to number 1 to get the guy we wanted. But at the end of the day, we figured we have a good amount of top people in this draft. One of them will fall to us who we want. And luckily, we really got exactly who we wanted from that top group. And that would be our pick, Walker Wallace, Sean.
Walker Wallace. Yeah. Is Sean the also maybe new GM in Cancun?
Yes, he
Okay.
is.
Yeah.
He has been. When I reached out to him, he was super easy to talk to. We talked for quite a while. And he said he has some experience with management in other sim leagues, and to which he happened to be looking for co-GM, so he ended up being the best option that applied. So he's gonna be my GM, and now I'll be his GM.
All right. Comes around, goes around, and I will say that that yellow text on the white background hurts my eyes because I am a dark mode person. Um, but yeah, a catcher's a fun create. That's what I created, and so best as originally. So best of luck to you, Sean. There in Walker Wallace with the Adley Rutschman uh, render. Love to see it. Looks pretty clean, nicely done, AK. And yeah, uh, congratulations to the Dills, and maybe getting a solid catcher for the next 3 seasons or so. As we go to the 5th pick, I just want to shout out to Nospace and his squad. I believe, if Captain SB's information is correct, they are simulcasting this draft along with their along with Nospace's stream. So shout out to everyone watching via Nospace, who's a great user, had a solid season last year in the minors, and yeah, has been an excellent user to have in PBE these last few seasons. So yeah, Nospace and gang, welcome to the draft. I love the draft personally. This, it's not as I do want to put in the effort one of these days to make it like NFL draft style, where we got like Mel Kiper giving analytics and stuff like that, and Todd McShay and all that. But maybe someday we can have fun, get some bumper music and all that kind of stuff. But get the jingle. But we'll work on that. So anyway, let's go to number 5 here. I do have some notes from Subby, the GM at Louisville, and their 5th pick here. We are halfway through the first round. They are going to select Dachi Nakamura, user Quest, third base. I've definitely seen Quest around before, and here we go. Some notes from Subby. Third base was a big position of need going into the offseason as our third baseman was getting called up. We liked Nakamura a lot. I thought we had a great scouting conversation with him, and he had some good media as well. Nakamura is also a power bat, so will slot in very well to the lineup that prioritizes the home run. We're excited to see Nakamura here in Louisville, and he'll do great things for us. So congratulations to Quest to going to the Louisville Lemurs, or as Hummus God might say, Lawville. I'm again too northern to say that, I think, but yeah. So Orbit in depth with the clean render here. I can't recognize the player render here.
That's it's Yoshida, the new.
Oh,
Was it? I can't remember what his first name is, but yeah, it's Yoshida, the new guy in Boston that's been lighting it up this season.
yeah, okay, yeah, that worked out pretty well.
But yeah, say Q West and I also had a really good conversation with him, and like I kind of mentioned earlier, like honestly going all the way through even into the second round, even though it's a small class, there are some really quality guys in this draft. Lots of really quality new creates, and obviously some recreates coming back from a long time. But it's good. It's a good draft so far. I'm excited to see how the rest of it plays out for you guys.
Yeah, this is very much like a quality over quantity kind of draft, is how I see it.
Well, if you got a lot of picks in the first round, like some of these teams do, then maybe will provide a big boost that you need. So we move on to the 6th overall pick. Punk gave me some notes for this one. I see him in Twitch chat. But he's too good for us in voice chat, I guess. But anyway, Brew City Bears, led by Punk and I think Jay Steele, right? With the 6th overall pick, are going to select Xander Aza, user Baz out there in left field. Another nice looking render. I like the rustic look with the brown of the Brew City Bears. That's clean. That's clean. So here we go. Punk on Aza. User Baz has been highly active on the forums, doing special team history updates and record watches, along with being highly active in the rookie Discord. We are excited to draft him on the Bears, or bring him to the Bears, and see what other kind of nuggets he can find across the league. So Baz seems to be very interested in all the nuances and history of the league. I know Joe also takes a lot of point in league history as well. So maybe some opportunities for Baz to find stuff in the future. This isn't a user I recognize, so maybe a fresh create. So I'm glad to see the energy, and welcome to the Brew City Bears, Xander Aza, aka Baz.
Funny enough you say that, because I just hired Baz like 2 or 3 days ago to join the history team.
Hey, well, I guess sorry, like I don't really it's been a wild week for me for work, and like obviously off season for majors GMs is a whirlwind, so I haven't even focused on anything.
Oh yeah, no, I mean we Juosu and I have been talking to kind of reestablish the team history squad, and Baz has happened to be one of those where I'm like, well, I don't even have to wait for them to apply. I know it's going to happen, because yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen some of the articles Baz has been putting out, but I mean, even at 6 for somebody like Baz could have gone number 1. I know Zodiac and I and other Dillos GMs have talked about him. Like, again, it's another one of those new creates that seem like they are going to be a staple in the PBE here for seasons to come.
Love to see it. hopefully a staple in that Brew City Bear lineups for some seasons to come. But yeah, congratulations to Baz and the Bears. Let's get on to pick number 7. We have Anchorage selecting again, and be working our way toward the back half of the first round. So 7th overall in this first round here, we've got Anchorage Wheelers locking in Philip Alou, left fielder. User is Mike Lute. Yeah, Philip Alou, is that like Moises Alou? But
No, well, I think it is current Moises Alou, yes.
okay, I was gonna say because I'm like, well, Moises Alou didn't look like that, like when he was in my video games 20 years ago. But um, yeah. So
Yeah, say this was another guy that I know. Some of my
Felipe
War Room
Alou,
guys
okay.
were. Oh, that's right. It is Felipe. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Philip
remember it was
Alou.
obviously one of the Alous.
All right.
But yeah, like this was another one of those guys coming from other leagues that a lot of people were excited for to get them into it. Like I know my War Room was gushing about him as well, and we figured he wouldn't fall to our second pick, but either way, and just another new person to the PBE that with prior experience is probably going to be huge as well.
All right. So congratulations to Mike Lute and the Anchorage Wheelers. Wheelers getting a pitcher with Gordo at the 3rd overall pick, and now a batter at 7 overall. Hopefully, some solid cornerstones for that minor league franchise. We've got the 8th overall pick, Chicago, picking here, and I do happen to have somewhat of a relationship here with their GM pal who gave me some draft blurbs. So with the 8th overall pick, the Chicago Kingpins are going to select Theo Allard, shortstop Rockstar. Now Rockstar is a name I definitely recognize, has been in the league and in a lot of sim leagues for a long time. So I think this is a solid pickup for Chicago, and especially if they needed middle infield help here. But we've got some notes from Powell. Rockstar is exactly what the name says, a true rockstar in the PBE. Always fun to have around and an excellent person to chat with, not to mention one of the best sig makers in the biz. He's obviously a very well known member of the community here, and we can't believe we had the opportunity to pick him up at 8th overall. With call-ups hurting our batting, he'll slot right into our infield, and we can't wait to guide him through this new journey with his new player. First stop for the goated recreate, Chicago. All right, so little Chicago, shameless Chicago plug there at the end of the draft notes. But Theo Allard and Rockstar, congratulations, you're going to the Chicago Kingpins here at 8th overall. We'll move on to the 9th overall pick, Kansas City Hepcats and DeGumpa and squad picking here. DeGumpa did send me a couple blurbs, and just a reminder, I mean, all the minor league GMs know, but should be able to invite all these players as they are announced on stream right now. But yeah, Kansas City Hepcats, as we approach the end of the first round, they're picking 9th overall, and KC is going to select Webster Rocca, right fielder, BW3. So Webster Rocca, congratulations, you're joining the Kansas City Hepcats. Let's see what your GM has to say. Webster Rocca, it's not easy picking late in the first round, but we were really happy to see BW the 3rd or BW3 still available at this time. The Hepcats have thrived in recent seasons through combining PBE veterans with first gens. Rocca, we hope, can fill a major hitting role we lost in the offseason, plus their experience will be invaluable for our newer users. So the defending World Series champions Kansas City Hepcats, the end of the first round, getting a solid recreate. I don't know BW 3rd or BW3 personally, but I've seen him around a lot, so congratulations to the team here making this pick. Got nothing from the peanut gallery, so it must not be a bad pick. So anyway,
I mean they're recreates, so
yeah.
these last two are recreates. So yeah. I mean, pretty much not much needs to be said about Rockstar. BW3 is they've been around for a while, so the majority of the PBE knows, and they've been around obviously longer than me. So I can't add much to it other than you know what you're getting, and you're getting solid users and solid recreates at that point of people you know are going to max earn and be parts of your locker room.
Almost says recreates are people too. I mean, I suppose he has a point. He might have a point. Anyway, let's go on to the final pick of this first round. Kingpins, 10th overall, are going to select Rugsy. with the Heelys. I think I've seen Rugsy around in Twitch chat. I think I saw him at the beginning of this draft chat. So looks like we got a relief pitcher here going at the end of the first round to them same Chicago Kingpins that just picked a little bit ago. Let's see what Pal has to say. Rugsy, we can never have enough pitching, and one of the names that popped out right away on the draft board for us was Rugsy. He was a juniors GM in the SHL, and he helped me and my friends quite a bit during that time, despite our high demands. He gave me an opportunity in the SHL again, despite my not so incredible reputation of earning there. And now we can repay the favor back. He'll fit right in with the Chicago Kingpin vibe, as we have a couple of current and alumni SHLers. I'm sure he'll recognize. We'll be working with Rugsy to make him one of the hottest prospects in the PBE, and I can't wait to see what he brings to the locker room. So congratulations to Rugsy, getting picked up by the Chicago Kingpins, a solid organization, perennial competitors there. And yeah, definitely agree, Hummus. They are undefeated with the graphic squads there. So there you go, Rugsy with the Heelys. I haven't heard Heelys in a long time, I'll be honest. That was like, I mean, they were what, 15 years ago people had Heelys? I don't even know.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about when I had them as a youngling.
When I was a
but
young
yeah,
lad.
like so little backstory here on this one is originally Puerto Rico and we did a trade. 10 was my pick because I got SCS's first from the Ranas. However, then Chicago wanted to move up from 11 to 10. So we did a little swapping of picks, and then I got a IA relief pitcher out of it. So so we jumped from 10 back down to 11, and that's how Chicago ended up with 2 first-round picks.
Right, well,
yeah, Farquaad was wheeling and dealing.
Hey, I love to see it. I love wheeling and dealing. It's fun. It's part of what makes GM and GMing. So end of the first round, this is what it looks like. We'll move on to the second round. We got double bangers from the Flamingos, Parquad. Can't go wrong with 2 back-to-back picks. If you don't get the right person in the first pick, you can get the right person in the second pick, right? It's a win-win.
Exactly. And this was definitely picks where, and I kind of mentioned it earlier, with this draft, I was really gonna go for new creates, and the way it kind of happened folded out. I wanted at least one pitcher from this draft, and one of the new creates that really excited me with our draft talk here is going to be pre-para apologist, other player Apollo Hyde. They were very exciting in our conversation, coming over actually from a unique case as well from T-Stol's Discord server, and finding out about us from there. But this was a user, like I said, that we had a fantastic conversation, and I was just pretty much from there. I knew if they were going to fall to our 11th or 12th pick, that I was going to take them there as our starting pitcher of the draft, and just very excited to get them on the team and get them a part of the PBE and get them rolling into us. I think they could be a very good future user here in the PBE. So then following up that as well, at pick number 12 for us, again, we had our pitcher, and then I wanted to keep going with new creates here. And unfortunately, this draft, we did need a shortstop. So thinking about that, there wasn't many available. I happened to get lucky though, and a new user from the Laptop Hound community, another OOTP streamer, happened to create here just in time and have a secondary position that benefited me enough. So that user is going to be Alex Hirihara here at 12. And I just thought, all right, well, this is going to be great. 2 people that are going to be very excited, that seem to be very excited to get into the league and finally get on a team. And getting them here back to back at the top of the second round, I think is huge for me, and I think we're gonna start going good places here the next season or 2.
Congratulations to the apologist, not to be confused with the catastrophist. If you're a Trivium fan like I am, and a very solid render. You got I mean, it's a little bright again, dark mode stand here, but I like the flamingos in the background. So congratulations, flamingos and Apollo Hyde. We gotta get on the right screen. So here we go. Well, just keep talking, Parkwood. Give me a break here.
I already talked about this next pick. Where have you been? Come on now.
What?
Yeah, I was going into why this is why we took back-to-back picks here But yeah, Alex Hirahara is another person that we pulled in from a news source in PvE recruiting kind of terms. And this was another one that, since day one of speaking with them and helping them create their player, I was really hoping this person fell to us as, building up that chemistry already since, like I said, helping them create the player and helping them get used to doing the rookie tasks, things like that. It already kind of seemed like a match made in heaven, and the fact they fell to us here is great, as I get to continue that with them in the locker room now and continue that with their minor league process.
All right, so back-to-back players here for the Flamingos, and yeah, congratulations to Alexandra. How did you say that? Hirahara. Hirahara. All right. We've got the Anchorage Wheelers. They had a couple picks in the first round. They've got one early on in the second, and with 13th overall in the second round, Anchorage, the Wheelie Boys, are going to select Hulk Savage. Very, very nice render here. Very clean with the colors and everything. It's going to be Hulk Savage. User Panda Kazi at the shortstop position. So congratulations to Panda Kazi and our GM. Okay, is this the GM pick? I guess
It is the GM pick.
All right,
Yes.
all right. I know there's a couple GM picks here in the second round, so I know that happens in the majors quite a bit too. So GM pick here by the Wheelers. I know the minor league GM scene's been shooken up a little bit over the few seasons. So
yeah, this is the every draft there's a bust. This is one of three.
Biggest bust. All right. Well,
we're still waiting for the biggest bust though.
Oh,
that's
yeah?
true.
Is it a race to the bottom?
Oh, there's a pretty big bust out there. Trust me.
Oh, I think I know already. So 14th overall, Zodiac been quiet here other than calling out the bust. What do you got here for the Dillos? No bust here, I assume, right?
Absolutely no bust. This is someone who, well, our thought here was that we need some pitching, and we've been drafting pretty heavily on new creates, so we figured we wanted to change that up a little bit and go for someone with a little more experience. Luckily, there's someone who's been around the PvE a very long time who created as a relief pitcher, and that would be Time Consumer, Mudbone. This is someone who obviously has a ton of history in the PvE, was someone who, of the recreates, we rated very highly as, we need a pitcher, we need some more experience in the war room as some of our other more experienced players are going up. So yeah, I really liked this pick, and welcome to the team, Time Consumer.
All right, and I don't know though. I mean, not saying he's a bust, but looks like based on the render, he's already in regression. But I could be wrong. So.
Or he just gets better with age.
Oh, Benjamin Button case or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of regression, I see Punk in the chat. So he's the kind of the regression reaper. It's doing like 10 hours. I know because I've been working on it for like 5 hours the last 2 days. Anyway, Mudbone, congratulations and helping out that Dillo's bullpen. Louisville Lemurs here, picking 15th overall here midway through the second round. Louisville, with this pick, are going to select Barry Allen, CMAC 8. That's a very nice flash render there.
That is awesome.
Very well done with the colors.
Love that.
It looks exactly like a cartoon still with the coloring and everything. And yeah, clean kind of gray, black, and gold there. But yeah, CMAC 8 definitely been around in sim leagues for a while here. Going to the Louisville Lemurs. Let's see what Subby has to say. First base was another position of need for us, and Barry fits right in. Barry is speedy and can swipe a ton of bags, which is especially exciting given the power-centric lineup the Lemurs have. His user CMAC 8 is a good dude, and we're definitely excited to have him on the Lemurs. So congratulations, CMAC 8, going to Louisville. 16th over. Oh yeah, go ahead.
All right, I was saying that's an amazing render. I think that that's a goat render right there. It's so good.
For real. We go back to the Bears, who I think are kind of playing this one in standard fashion. I think they had the 6th overall pick and now the 16th overall pick. Punk and company drafting here are going to select Vidal Valor Jr. So I've seen Valor in the chat, waiting for a minute to get the name called, but will be called here. First baseman Valor going to the Brew City Bears. Definitely Valor been in sim leagues for a very long time. No stranger to the PBE as well. Let's see what Punk has to say, your new GM. Welcome back, Vidal Valor, to the PBE. We're excited to add Vidal Thunderbird Valor Jr. to the fold and help the Bears push for a second championship in our future. Thunderbirds are go, as Punk says. So, congratulations to Valor and the Brew City Bears for locking in your first baseman to help you push through these playoffs that are always chaotic in the minors, might I add. 17th overall, we have. Levis felt like. God. 17th overall, we've got the California Firehawks. Haven't had a pick up till this point, so Lumosity Fan and the Firehawks squad are going to be picking for the first time in this draft. And at the 17th overall selection, they are going to be taking Indianapolis. Or Indianapolis. However you'd say. Indianapolis, maybe. Argonisi, another GM pick, just not a minors GM here. This is a majors GM. We've seen a couple of them with Phillies fan and Gordo in the first round. Now Argo here in the second round. I think this is a pretty solid value pick here in the second round just because Argo is such a great user and has been in the league for a long time. Lumo has something to say about the pick. We needed to replace McGroin, who got called up here, so having more relievers is never a bad idea. We picked Argonisi to fit just that need. Argonisi is a great person to be around as well, and plus we know he's going to help the locker room and earn well. So congratulations to Argo and the California Firehawks being drafted here. Orbit in Death with another solid render. Got a lot of fire in the background with the Indiana Jones render. Looks clean, looks good. Although it's almost, I don't know, it almost looks more like a Kingpin red than a Firehawk red on the shirt, but you know, I'm not very good at like colors or artsy stuff. So anyway, we'll go to the 18th overall pick. We got the Chicago Kingpins up here. And is this a battle for the bus? We'll see, because 18th overall is going to be Pedro Blanco, aka Queso Blanco, because you know I like queso. And and this user is going to be Pal Adrian, formerly Bobby Roode, now recreating Kingpin's GM here. And we've got, we got some Sarah renders going on. We got a lot of stuff going on. Got a lot of layers in this, and definitely, reach in the chat. Can we get some busts in the chat, because this could be the biggest one of the 18th pick. We do have some notes, not necessarily from Pal, but from others on this pick. So here we go. This one coming from Pluto, a notorious flake and famously commented on as standoffish and hard to be around. We have expectations for the fourth best GM of the last 6 seasons to continue contributing to the team in the most minimal way possible. All right, here's another one from Jiggy. It's Pal, therefore we were forced to take him. Unfortunate, but the reality of the PBE rulebook. We will make the most of this bad situation. He is a locker room presence, just a locker room presence. Whether it is a good presence is debatable, but with this pick, he will be an ongoing presence for better or worse. And then we got some notes from Mr. Van, who was in chat. Van says, yes. Well, I don't know if I can do the British accent or whatever he is, but be like, oh, yes, we have the Anik at home. And then we've got a quote from Tick, the the other Chicago GM. I was always told if you can't say anything nice, don't say it. That's the end of the quote. And then we've got a quote from Big Yosh that says, Vins, ja 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 ja. So, Pedro Blanco, you are going to the Chicago Kingpins, but I think we already knew. So yeah, battle for the bottoms. I don't think the Kansas City Hepcats have a GM pick here. We'll freshen it up with a worthwhile pick here at 19th overall in the Kansas City Hepcats. And at 19th overall, we are going to see Ryan Lawrence, first baseman, 3-toe sloth. I don't know, do sloths naturally have 3 toes? I just have a cat, and he has like 4 toe beans, So I don't know, dude. Like I'm not a sloth aficionado. Just face them in the playoffs every now and again. But Let's see what Dag has to say about Ryan Lawrence. But yeah, congratulations, Three-Toed Sloth, for being picked up by the Hepcats. First base was a major need for us, especially after losing John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. I believe Three-Toed Sloth has the potential to be a great active user in this league, and Lawrence will fit very well into our refresh hitting core. So that's what Dag, aka Dagumpa, has to say about this second round pick. Congratulations, Lawrence, and going to the Kansas City Hepcats.
Yeah, and Three-Toed Sloth recently joined the casino as a grader, and
Oh, nice.
he's already been doing some really good work. So I think, honestly, I think the Hepcats kind of got a steal getting him at 19.
Oh yeah, it pissed me off because I thought I was hoping, I'm like, he fell this far, maybe he'll fall 2 more picks to me at 21, and then that didn't happen. So I'm like, all right, well, there goes all my plans out the door. Because yeah, I think especially in this small of a draft, having a guy fall this far, still being that active is going to be huge for KC. And of course, it's KC out of all these teams that gets a sneaky late pick to continue their dominance.
All right, well, defending champs adding another dangerous piece to their lineup here. Let's go to 20th overall, and is this the biggest bust of them all? We'll find out, because it's going to be Tiny Chef. Oh, I love the cat. It's so handsome. But we've got Anik's starting pitcher going to the Swift Steeds GM pick here. Tiny Chef, not sure if it's just because he's only a little cooking or if it's an inspiration from the song Tiny Dancer by Elton John. I don't know. But yeah, I've got some notes here, and all it says is Taylor Swift is just Paramore at home. I don't know. I would say it's the other way around, but that's what Anik said. I don't. That's actually a lie. Anik didn't say that. He just said let Tiny Chef cook. That's pretty much it.
The best part is Tiny Chef apparently is cooking Anik. As you can see, the bread is actually Anik himself.
Oh yeah, we have
bread.
Okay.
We've got bread Anik on the pan there, so he is being cooked by his cat. So interesting play here, as we might not see Anik ever again.
Well, rip in peace, Anik. So rip bozo, pack watch, whatever you want to call it. Anik going with the 20th overall pick. So we've got a trifecta of GMs here in the second round. Who will be the worst one? Blanco, Savage, Chef. The world may never know. All right, we'll go on to our third round, which I believe is our last round as we approach the end of this short, but like you guys said, a very high-quality draft. I think there's still a couple solid users to be picked up, though, and we'll see where they land as we enter round 3. Wheelers up again.
Yeah, so here at 21, I originally did have 21. However, with the Ryan Lawrence pick at 19, it kind of threw off what I was going to do. Anchorage reached up to swap 23 and 25 for 21. So I was like, you know what? I'll take a fifth of the draft. That's fine. Here you go. And so that's how Anchorage ended up here as well, moving up past the Ranas and the Dillos.
So the Wheelers making some trades are going to select Laharm James, and I think I saw Harm here in the Elharm in the Twitch chat here getting picked up in the first pick of this third round. Relief pitcher going to the Wheelers. Captain SB says it's a steal because this is the Otani pick. All right, let's go. We'll find out there, but congratulations, Harm, Les Harm, or Lee Harm, in this case, for getting picked up by the Anchorage Wheelers. Puerto Rico Ranas at 22 are going to be up on the clock. Second pick in this third round, Puerto Rico drafting Pee Wee Matthews, user Mariner Matt 01, starting pitcher here. Couple pitcher picks back to back here. Ranas, back to back. I guess Anik was a pitcher, but we don't count Anik. Pee Wee Matthews getting picked up by the Puerto Rico Ranas, so congrats to them. They had the number 1 overall pick where they picked up Phillies fan. So now adding another pitcher into the mix in Matthews. Congratulations to Mariner Matt 01 and the Puerto Rico Ranas. I don't know if you get. I'm not super familiar with this user, but appreciate the follow there, Stashzilla. Like the name. I'm not familiar with the user. Not sure if you had any scouting interactions with them, or if we're kind of at that point in the draft.
I think unfortunately we were at that point. I don't know if Puerto Rico was in contact with them. I know they were the first few days in the server, they were kind of around, so I hope they do come back. But I unfortunately did not get a response in scouting for them.
Gotcha. Well, you're back up to pick here at 23, so I guess it's a good thing you guys are in the booth here because you guys have a lot of picks between the two of you. I mean, other than the Wheelers, probably some of the more or higher quantity of picks. But what do you got at the Jordan pick, 23 overall?
Yeah, so I believe this is 23. I don't remember. I know which two players we took. I don't remember which one. I think this one was Robert Gordon, if I'm correct. If you want to go to the next one.
Yeah,
Yes, all right.
Bobby Gordon.
Yep.
Let's see it.
Yep. Jack on Mac, he was another guy that I kind of was surprised to see him fall as he was. I did have a pretty good conversation with him in scouting. He obviously was quiet in the the actual rookie server, but he was there for the entire scouting conversation. So excited to get him on the team and go ahead and really start to kind of feel how he's going to get used to the PBE and see how he likes it. So yeah, just another outfielder that we're going to get into our already pretty stacked outfield, and hope he can continue to add to it just a little bit more.
All right, congratulations to Jack a Mac and Jack on Mac, Jack on a Mac. All right, all right. I see it now. I see it now. Congratulations, Flamingos, and you, sir. So we got the Dillos. So you guys like plan this that like you're just gonna be in voice chat because you're always like picking right around each other or what? Zodiac, you still
No,
with us?
Yeah, I'm still around. No, well, I mean, I didn't plan on only being here with Parquad. I was hoping we'd have some other people to talk with, but instead I gotta talk with this guy.
Hey, you and me both, man. I mean, it's rough out here.
But yeah, for number 24, we're kind of getting into a couple of guys who we're hoping to pull back into the PBE. They kind of left a little bit in the process, and hopefully getting drafted to a team, getting some support from the team. Hopefully we can bring him back, and I really hope we can get him to enjoy the PBE. So our pick at 24 is Jean-Francois Mayer.
All right. Jean Francois, you practiced that pronunciation. That was nice. That was good.
I did only the best for my Dillos.
All right, Dillo in the chat, but we got a really clean looking render. I like it when they can make the colors really blend well with the player render. And yeah, Jean-Francois Mayer, congratulations, you're third baseman for the Dillos now. I think we're approaching the end. Flamingos, you got another pick here though, I believe.
yeah, this is the final pick of the draft,
Oh,
number 25.
Leaks.
As this is another one, unfortunately, that I don't know if they even joined the Discord. So hopefully, they at least will see my message on the forum. But Adrian and Fonte shortstop, yeah, say it was obviously the last player. Unfortunately, like their IA. I hope they can bring us back and give us another shortstop for the future and be a part of the flamboyance that is the Florida Flamingos.
All right, join the flamboyance, the triple F, the F cubed, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, Adrian Infante makes me think of here's a name from the past, Omar Infante. I think played for the Braves maybe back in the day. So middle infielder. But yeah, A.10, congratulations if you're watching. You're Mr. Irrelevant for the flamboyant Florida Flamingos. And I think that is about to wrap up the draft. Yeah, that's all, folks. So short and sweet, but we get it done in 45 minutes, and a lot of good picks, a lot of bad picks there, especially in the second round. We got the GM picks, so can't wait to watch them on stream. Have like 10 ERAs and stuff, if you know what I mean. And yeah, it's gonna be a fun upcoming S40 40 seasons of PBE coming up here. A lot of it. I've only been a part for about a third of it, but it's been fun, and can't wait to see these players succeed on stream. Congratulations to everyone who's been drafted. Hopefully you all find a home in your minor league team. I know it doesn't really matter where you get drafted here, just being on the team is super fun. Like I said, I mean, I got picked way at the end of the second round. I think Captain SB got picked in the early third round. He's been a great player, got picked number 1 overall in the majors draft, so it doesn't really matter where you get drafted. Just make the most of your PB experience once you're here, and so glad to have you here. thanks everyone for tuning into this draft stream, and we will see you all, in future streams. I think we got awards tomorrow, and then spring training on Thursday with Tahini and World Baseball Classic and everything else in between.
Yeah, say we have awards tomorrow. Monday is the WBC. Tuesday is the Tahini, and then Thursday, start of season 40 with spring training.
Well,
super looking forward to it.
Well, I know if you guys are like me, you got a lot of work to do to get your lineups and strats all figured out before spring training here in the next few days. So definitely.
Yeah, we definitely do. Lots of testing about to go on.
Well, and waivers too. I suppose waivers are picking back up and stuff. So yep, good stuff. Well, thanks for joining me, Zodiac and Parquad. Good to have you here, and have a good night, everyone else. I gotta run because I'm getting work calls. So one of those days.
Well, good luck with that there, Dust. Thanks for putting this on again.
Yep, no problem.
Yeah, and thanks for having us, man.
Yep, have a good one, everyone.